Hey guys, VicHD here with a quick review of the game Pattern Survivors Bullet Hell, developed by Aram. This game is a tower defense roguelike. Now, for those unfamiliar with the roguelike genre, the game centers on fighting off waves of enemies while leveling up and obtaining special power-ups that may help you progress. The longer you survive multiple waves of enemies, the harder it gets. Once you pass the several enemy waves, you have to fight the game's boss, while fending off smaller waves of enemies at the same time. Eventually, if the player manages to save up enough money, the player can also afford additional power-ups. In this case, more powerful primary weapons, shields, additional slots for secondary weapons, and vehicle upgrades as well. The game is similar to previous games I've played in the past, like Vampire Survivors or Ocean Keeper and Dome Survivor. However, with the game being part tower defense, your space station remains stationary while waves of enemies attack you from multiple directions, and you have to make the best of it with the weapons you have available. Initially, you start with a quick sniper laser, repair bots for shield recovery, or a nuclear bomb that can instantly wipe out alien monsters. These abilities have a cooldown period that can range anywhere between 2, 5, 10, maybe 30 seconds, depending on the item. However, if you manage to get the right upgrades, you are able to reduce the cooldown and reuse your weapons quicker the more you progress. On the bottom left, there is an option for preset slots with additional slots for backup emitter weapons like satellite turrets, bullets that fire in different modes or directions, a defense wall in the form of space mines, just to name a few. You can also choose to manually set up your emitters however you wish, be it how fast the satellites move, the bullet speed, the direction and angle of the shots, among other options. The more you experiment with these weapons, the greater chance you have at surviving even bigger enemies. The game itself has 4 levels of difficulty: easy, normal, hard, and nightmare, and has a handful of gameplay modes. Quick Run Arcade Mode for those who just want to get into the action, a Story Mode if you're interested in the game's plot, a Survival Mode which challenges your skills, a Sandbox Mode to freely test your weapons, and a Tower Defense Mode where the creatures attack your ship in a straight line instead of attacking from all directions. The musical score can range from mysterious and peaceful to dramatic and suspenseful. It helps add to the game's atmospheric tone and it serves its purpose. The controls and user interface might be a bit overwhelming at first for those new to the roguelike genre, but once you adapt to the gameplay, it becomes a fun experience trying to survive giant hordes of enemies. What I have noticed is that the game feels like it was made more with a keyboard and mouse in mind. Now, there is an option to play with a gamepad, but the controls don't feel very intuitive. Using an Xbox controller, you can toggle between the L and R shoulder buttons, pick a function, and press A to confirm. When aiming the weapon, you use the right thumbstick instead of the left, which can be confusing to use. I felt more comfortable using the keyboard and mouse to access my options quicker during gameplay, but each to their own. There are also options to speed up, slow down, and even pause the game if the enemy hordes get too intense. Though I recommend starting at a 0.4 or 0.5 speed instead of the standard 1.0 speed for a better experience, because the enemies will overwhelm you really fast. If you're interested in checking it out, it's a fun distraction even if the game can get ridiculously difficult fast. The game is available for $2 on Steam. Overall, I'd give this game a 7 out of 10. The game has potential, but at the same time it needs a little more polish when it comes to the controls. Well, I hope you guys enjoyed the review, and I'll see you next time. Take care.